Yeah.
All right, let's talk about real quick here. That Rob's back. Ward versus Sanders as the top QB conversation now. Now, Rob, you're the only one who hasn't given us an answer yet. We kind of alluded to this earlier. Like I said, I like Ward better personally. I don't think there's a huge difference necessarily. I think that Sanders, like I said, my big question with him is the interview process. And because I can't get into that and I can't be involved with that, I got to put Ward a little higher. One thing I also noticed that I like with Ward as well, and this is maybe not a knock I should give, but we're splitting hairs here. When you look talking about two quarterbacks we both like. It's not like last year we're like, no, I don't like Williams, but I like Jaden Daniels. I like both these guys. One thing when I watch a lot of tape is I see a lot more yak yardage at that point from the Colorado receivers than I have in the Miami receivers. Now, I went to look up specifically see team stats on that. I couldn't find a single page to give me the stat on that because I was curious if that was just me seeing that specifically or if that's something that was legit happening. But when I was watching a lot of that on there, I was seeing a good amount of that. And I see Dash looking down, so I think he's looking it up for us there. See if he finds it.
I got some PFF stuff in here
there we go.
About that. So
I'm curious. I saw a lot of that there, and like I said, sometimes that's not a knock necessarily, because sometimes it's just, hey, you got a receiver that's making a big play. That's not the quarterback's fault, but it's like I see the big down the field plays more often. I felt with Ward, and I felt like I was seeing more tight throws with Ward as well, which is something I like to look at. But again, I like both quarterbacks. I'm splitting hairs because I have to. And this be very frank, we could do this show again before the draft, and we probably will. Let's be very frank, do another show on the quarterbacks, probably. And I might change my answer. I very well may, because they're that close to me of like a 1A, 1B as opposed to 1 and 2, almost like.
No, it's pretty close when it comes to those two. Like I said, I like Shedeur, but when you're looking at his passing grades, and I'll pull up. I'm looking at Sanders passing grades right now. So intermediate 92.9, deep grade is 93.4. So it's pretty similar. It's pretty similar. Yeah. And then when you're looking at behind the line of scrimmage, not too many. They got some bubble screens that they do. But a lot of it, it's actually closer than I thought to have them both in the 90s like that. Deep grade to 93 and also intermediate 92. And then when there's no pressure, 92.8. Those are pretty good grades when you're talking about a college player who's been sacked a lot. Yep. You know, so even though he's in danger, he's still taking the shots downfield.
You kind of expect a little Patrick Ramsey kind of thing there, a little David Carr action after getting hit that many times. It happens to everybody. I still think that's part of what happened to DJ, to be honest with you guys. Not that he was ever a great quarterback, but you can only get hit so many times before eventually you start seeing things that aren't there. You know, that's just life. So, Rob, do you have now that you've heard me and Dash?
We're going to force him.
Well, I had an answer, but you guys kept going on.
It's your decision, Rob. What you're going to do?
Yeah.
You do the right thing.
Even though you just asked me the question, you gave me another 20 minutes of where to go to on these answers. But
I want to say, I love it when you and I disagree, by the way, because it makes the show better. So, I'm not trying to force you to sing Cam Ward, even though I'm on that side.
Well, if you listen to what I was saying before, you might have alluded to who I'm leaning towards. With Sanders' size, you're talking.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, I had a little cough there.
Yeah,
you're leaning towards whip.
What?
Leaning towards. I guess no answer ever. Man's a politician.
Well, before you really interrupt it and let me finish, jerk. People wonder why, like, am I on mute half the time? Because Drew just won't let anyone talk. But no. So once again, what I alluded to earlier was Sanders is 215 pounds, right? It barely pushed that size. I already said he looks like a shortstop. He looks like Kyler Murray coming out of the draft. And what was one thing we've always talked about Kyler Murray is his size, right? And you just alluded to as well. Once you get hit a couple times in this NFL, like, it's kind of hard to keep playing and going forward. When you're a smaller size quarterback, it's kind of hard to do that. Granted, Ward could beef up too, but he's got 20 extra pounds on him, and he's a little bigger.
Well,
so
8 pounds.
They're 8 pounds. I saw like 20. You got someone that's 232 pounds and
223 for Ward.
I saw 233.
I'll say Ward can go to the bathroom real quick, and Sanders can have a sandwich. They'd be the same weight probably.
Oh boy.
I don't know what kind of sandwich you're eating, but
Ward looked big on the field. Ward
Yeah.
looks bigger on the field.
Yeah,
Even though
when I looked him up, he was 233, so he had like 20 pounds on him,
Okay,
not
I see.
215.
maybe Conroe
So-
line.
So if you're eating a 20-pound sandwich, Drew, you need to go to doctors.
Listen, sometimes you go to Chipotle, you get the double wrap.
If you're taking a 20-pound dump, you need to go to doctors because you did something wrong.
The
the height's not too off though. They're
Yeah, you're talking an inch different.
because Ward looks like he might be like 6'4", even like for some maybe it's the number one. It's just I don't know.
I don't know.
You
You
know,
look
part
on
of-
the field. You look like a guy that should be like a picture perfect quarterback in the NFL with the height and weight, and you look at someone else that looks like almost like he's Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray. Like you're talking about guys they look smaller.
Well, but guess what?
There.
We'll see because there's no way that they're that close in height. Like to me, we'll see at the combine when they get their weight and height. We'll find
Colleges
out that.
love to lie about heights and sizes as if no one's going to find out when they go to the combine.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
He only put 2 extra socks in his shoes, just
like,
a little higher. He's only wearing his cleats are also what's it called, lifts.
Yeah, because to me, Shador's probably like just over 6 foot, probably maybe 6'1". He's
Where's-
definitely not 6'2".
I went to the weigh-ins though.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Hopefully he eats that 20-pound sandwich before he goes to the
Oh,
weigh-ins.
So, all right. So we got me for Ward, Dash, you're for Sanders. Rob's leaning towards Sanders.
No, did you
He's
not
leaning
totally
towards
listen
Ward.
to anything I said? See, this is why I can't get anything in here because Drew does not listen to anything I just said. He literally went blah blah blah.
Just to tick you off, right?
Yeah.
He said the man he got 20 more pounds on him. You said it. He gave you all the exact.
I love to mess with him.
I gave
sometimes.
you everything. Now you just want to pay attention. It's cool.
He comes back and just gets so
He just
riled
didn't
up.
want to agree with you. That's what it was. He don't want you
did.
agreeing with him.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's supposed to be opposite sides.
Oh man.
We're like the skip and skip show now instead.
Oh boy.
Anyway, yeah. No, we'll see what Rob goes later on, full on there. But like I said, it's splitting hairs. It's point blank splitting hairs.
I'll be
Let's-
happy with either one. Like
let's go to the rest-
literally.
Yeah.
If you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.